So it's been a while. I have a new SSD to review, and it's by Inland again. Let's check it out. What's up everybody, it's PJ the Great. I hope you're having a super beautiful day. And if you're new here, I do videos just like this as well as ADHD tips. So if that sounds like your jam, consider subscribing. And to all of my returning subscribers, what's up fam? Welcome back. Now it's been a hot minute since I've reviewed an SSD, and I found one that was irresistible. I had to pick it up, and it is the Inland Premium SSD solid state drive. Now I did an Inland SSD review on this channel before in the past, but that was their 2.5 inch variant. This is an NVMe. Now I know if you guys and gals have checked out my video talking about Baby Blue, I said that I wasn't in the market for an NVMe right now. I just couldn't justify it, didn't think I needed it. But there were a couple of factors that made me pick up this NVMe by Inland Professional, which they're calling Inland Premium. Okay, so right off the rip, the first thing was when I went on to Amazon.com, I was just like searching around and I found it. At the time that I purchased it, it was only $102.99. So that was the first thing that made me jump, because a lot of 2.5 inch SSDs are going for that amount now. So to get an NVMe for that much is crazy. And then another reason why is because of the reviews. It's like everyone who has picked up one of these from Amazon.com is giving it a perfect 5 out of 5 stars, which is crazy. And then just to do a little bit more research, I went right over to Micro Center's website. You know, they're the ones that distribute and make these. And everyone who has purchased it from Micro Center is also giving it 5 out of 5 stars. So I was like, everybody's raving about this thing, and it's only $102.99. I gotta check it out. A lot of times NVMe SSDs that fall into this price range, they're typically like QLC variants, you know, like the Intel 660. This is not QLC, this is actually TLC. I need it in the morning or the middle of the night. And just right on the front here, it says read speeds up to 3100 megabytes and write speeds up to 1900 megabytes. And I've been a little leery about that because that Inland Professional 2.5 inch SSD that I picked up, they say that, but I mean the speeds weren't quite there. What was interesting about this one here is that everyone who has been raving about this says that the write speeds are like way higher than what they're advertising right here. It's actually more like 3100 MBS read and 3000 MBS write. So another reason why I had to check it out. All right, so I'm gonna read you a couple of stats before I show you some of my test results. It is 1 terabyte, of course, as I said. IOPS, it has 340K read, 430K write. The MTBF is 1,800,000 hours. It's a lot of hours. Shock resistant. I don't know why SSDs always talk about the shock resistant. We get it by now. Yes, they're not HDDs. The terabytes written rating is 1,600 terabytes. Pretty decent. As mentioned, PCIe Gen 3 times 4, and it's supported on Windows 8 and 10. And it comes with a 3-year warranty, which is pretty decent. And so without further ado, let's get into some of these testing results. I'm going to show you how fast my PC boots up using this guy, and I'm also going to show you some read and write tests as well as a test in Crystal Disk Mark. So we'll see. We getting these speeds, or are we getting the speeds that everyone's been claiming in those raving reviews? Only one way to find out. Let's cue it. Okay, there we have it. There are the test results, and as you can see, we are getting the speeds that everybody's been claiming in the 3000s for both read and write. So this 1900 on here, I don't know what that's all about. A lot of people are saying that the latest models now have like a different firmware on it, which is giving us these faster write speeds than what's advertised here. When these first came out, I think these were a little true to life, but they're not now, depending on which one you can get your hands on. Hopefully when you pick one up from Amazon.com or from Micro Center, it'll be the latest and the greatest. So I have to say that I like the speeds on this thing, but in the same breath, I'm kind of like, meh. But it's not the NVMe's fault. Here, let me explain. Now I'm using this for my OS and my apps only, and I have everything else going to like different drives within my PC. As far as like my boot up times, it's give or take. Prior to this, I had my Samsung 1TB 860 QVO as my OS and apps drive, and boot up time between that and this, they're pretty much the same. I don't even notice the difference. But I will say this, there are times when I'm coming from a cold boot up and my PC boots up like lightning fast, but it only happens like once every blue moon. I don't know if that's the fault of this NVMe, but you know what, it could be the fault of me not setting something right in the BIOS. Also, once I'm in my PC and I'm up and running and like I'm selecting various apps or, you know, going on the web or anything like that, I really don't notice this opening things up that much faster than my Samsung. So that has me like, did I waste my money on this? But I will say this, when I'm updating Windows and I'm like downloading new software and installing it, I do notice the difference. It is a hell of a lot faster than my Samsung QVO. So I do notice the speed difference there. Do I recommend this? Do I think it's a great pickup? Well, yes and no. If you're coming from an HDD, and you shouldn't be coming from a HDD as your OS and apps drive, but let's just say that you are, and you pick this up, you're gonna notice a difference. Let me tell you, you're gonna notice a difference. But if you're coming from an SSD, that was my water bottle. If you're coming from a 2.5-inch SSD to this, you may not. I'm pretty sure it varies. A lot of people are saying that they see the difference. My situation, I'm not. But in everyday, day-to-day use, at least with the research that I've done, if you're using an NVMe as your OS and apps drive in comparison to like a 2.5-inch SSD, you're really not going to see the difference in day-to-day work. I mean, the average consumer is really not going to see the difference at all. And I consider myself like an average, almost above average consumer. And to be honest with you, in day-to-day tasks, I don't notice the difference between this and my Samsung, as mentioned. Now, I do highly recommend this for creatives. Like if they're looking for a fast NVMe, dirt cheap, 1 terabyte, I highly recommend this. I think this would be phenomenal for like a person who creates content, like using it as a scratch drive. And you know what, it may even do well like if you're just going to use it for like your Steam library and stuff like that. I think you'll be really happy with it there. But once again, I have done research on that, and the speed difference between an NVMe and a 2.5-inch SSD is like negligible. With all that said though, I highly recommend you consider this and pick it up. I mean, you can't beat it. If I had a choice and I never had an SSD and I saw this bad boy for $102, and I think Micro Center at the time of filming this video, they actually have it on sale for like $97. If you have a choice between this and a 2.5-inch SSD for around the same price or a little bit cheaper or more, give or take, pick this bad boy up, because at the end of the day, no matter what, the NVMe is going to be a lot better than a 2.5-inch SSD. And on a side note, and this may be unique to me as well, my first day of having this, I did notice that it overheated like quick. which was kind of weird because I was just playing a couple of games on my PC and my games aren't even saved onto this. But like after say like an hour and a half of play, this thing overheated and it shut my computer down. So if you're gonna pick this up, I would highly recommend getting like a heat sink. I put a heat sink on mine. Mine has like a little fan on it that you can hook up to your motherboard, which is pretty awesome, and it's keeping my temperatures anywhere between 28 to 27 degrees at idle, and then at full capacity, full load in the PC gaming or what have you. I've never seen it get any higher than 35 degrees with this heat sink with fan. And I'll link that in the description down below too if you're interested in picking that up along with this. And no, this video is not sponsored by Inland, Micro Center, or that fan, heat sink, whoever makes it. Hey, if you like this video, do me a favor and give it a big old thumbs up. If you hated it, you can give it a thumbs down. But either way, don't forget to push the subscribe button and click that bell for notifications so you'll be notified every time I upload new videos. We're rocking out tech videos as well as ADHD videos. And I got a little trip coming along, so I got a couple of vlogs coming your way, so check those out as well. And until I see you in the next video, this is PJ the Great saying Audi 5000G. You know, every time I say, oh, I'm not going to get this, I don't need anything else for baby blue, I prove myself to be a liar. But this was worth it.